building a stellar program offering. Just a quick introduction about myself. I am Sanchit, part of the product team at FitBudd, driving things related to product-led growth and product marketing. We have some of the marketing folks as well from FitBudd joining in. There's Apra, Ashwarya, there's Kunal, and there'll be Ashish as well from the team. All right. So let's move to today's agenda. As you're aware, today we're going to talk all about building your high-value fitness program, right? What are the key elements and what are the key aspects that goes into building your high-value fitness program, right? So that you are able to attract more and more potential customers, you're able to exponentially grow your business, right? And the idea is to make you aware about the business side of things so that, you are able to, grow your business, keeping those things and those perspectives in mind, right? So before we actually begin, there's a question that we wanted to put forward, right? In the first place, why is like a well-designed fitness program important? Like, in what ways can a well-designed training program contribute to success? Like, what are the benefits of having a well-designed training program, a well-thought training program, right? So the idea is that, people don't buy fitness programs, they buy result-oriented offers, right? So essentially what we are trying to say here is that nobody likes to buy, salesy fitness programs where, you are talking more about the product, you're talking about, all kinds of discounts that you're giving in the fitness programs, and you're talking about different app features rather than, actually talking about the actual pain point of the user, right? So essentially, your program should be backed up with some sort of a result-oriented offer, such that you give some sort of a guarantee, so that the potential customers are able to invest into your program, are able to buy into your program without any hesitations, right? So that's the power of having a result-oriented offer, and we'll talk about it in some of the coming slides. But that's kind of the gist of why having a well-designed training program is important. And what it eventually also leads to is that you get to create a unique program offering, which helps you to stand out in the market, because it's obviously, that it's a very competitive market, right? So you need to have a program that helps you establish an edge over your competitors, right? So the goal should be to actually come out as an expert, in the sense that, you become that go-to person for that particular clientele that, you are currently catering to. So the approach, for example, you can say that the approach here to be taken is more like a doctor to patient relationship, right? So for example, like if somebody, is going through some sort of a medical condition, right? For example, maybe some sort of a hearing loss or some problem related to their ears. So they would want to consult an ENT specialist, right? Rather than a general physician. So similarly, think about a person who is having a specific fitness goal in their mind. So if they have a specific fitness goal, they would want to approach an expert who can actually solve, or who can actually help them achieve those fitness goals in a better possible manner. So it's all about, having that trust when you're, talking about experts. So people like to talk to experts, right? So that's the entire goal, that you have to, come out as an expert, right? And the other aspect is then when you have like a very good high value program, you can essentially, it's like a premium program that you're building. So essentially it should be backed by a premium pricing, right? So the idea is that, you need to have, basically price your programs in such a way that it gives you the right, ROI, which is the return on your investment. So investment is your time, right? Whenever you onboard a new client, right, there's a lot of efforts that goes into, training them. It's like a complete journey, like it's like a journey that you take along with your clients, right? So essentially, the pricing that you shared, the pricing that you create out of that program should be justifiable to the efforts that you put in, during that fitness journey with the client, right? So essentially, you can actually charge, keep a premium offering for such high value programs. So those are some of the advantages of, having a well-designed program. But, before we start or cover aspects about building a flagship program, I think this has been iterated a lot in some of our previous webinars also. And something that, we can't emphasize enough, that it's very, very important to establish a well-defined niche. You need to have like a very deeper level of understanding about your customers, the kind of audience that you want to cater to, what kind of demographics, what kind of ethnographics, what are the interests that they usually, share across your target audience, right? And having a niche, ultimately, there are several advantages of having a very well-defined niche, right? So first is, of course, improved marketing efforts. So just think about all the kind of, marketing that you do in order to, reach out to your client base, all kinds of inbound or all kinds of outbound marketing. And the idea is to how to channelize your marketing efforts so that, they reap the right results that you're, looking for, right? So for example, especially in case of paid marketing, if you're running any sort of paid advertisements, if you have a very well-defined niche, then what it essentially helps you is that and when you're running a paid campaign, right, the stakes are very high, right? You need to have real value to be delivered from those campaigns that you're running, right? So essentially the cost, customer acquisition cost, the cost per lead, so all those metrics kind of flow really well if you have a really well-defined niche, right? And the second point is all about delivering better results. So obviously, if you are working with one set of clients, essentially what it does is you're iterating, you're building programs around those one set of clients, you're constantly interacting with those kind of clients, you are, essentially you're eventually able to understand their pain points at a very deeper level. Then obviously with time, as you train more and more people, you'll be able to, of course, deliver better results, right? And what happens when you deliver better results, you obviously, get a really good loyalty. You're able to build a really loyal customer base who has, a high stickiness to your program. And basically they are able to, you eventually have like a good retention rate. In fact, you will also have really good word of mouth referrals. So essentially a loyal customer base helps you in your word of mouth referral schemes as well, because they will be your ambassadors of your program. If you're able to get results for this one particular type of clients, they'll be able to, refer your programs really well. So these are some of the really good advantages of having a well-defined niche, and this is like a prerequisite when you're thinking about building your flagship program, right? So as we've been saying, right, the game is all about building your niche. So there are different demographic details that you need to take care of. So things like age, gender, location, the income, their family size, their occupation. There are a lot of attributes that you need to have an understanding about your client base, right? Then comes the ethnographics, right? So what kind of behaviors do your clients portray? Are they facing some sort of stress? So for example, if you, let's say your clientele comes out as working professionals, right? So essentially one of their habits or like one of the behaviors is that they're usually constrained with time, right? They don't have the bandwidth, they have a poor work-life balance. So how do you fit or build a program that caters to working professionals where they are able to follow the program, get results, while not facing heavily on their work aspect as well, right? So that's the power. And one aspect is like you can have some sort of a market research. You can analyze your competitors when you're thinking about building your niche. But the other aspect that you can think about when you're thinking about your niche is what kind of clients do you actually like to work with, right? That's, I think, one of the very key aspects that bases your past client interactions, basis the type of clients that you've trained in the past, what are those set of clients that you actually like to work with, right? And basically you will have an understanding that there might be instances that some clients might be staying for a month versus there might be some clients who might stick with you for a year, right? So you need to have that understanding, that differentiator, that why this particular customer has stayed with me for a longer time. If you're able to differentiate between these customers and build your niche where there is high stickiness, obviously then you'll experience a really good, a tremendous business growth, right? So that's the objective, and that's the overall crux of building your niche. So sharing some common examples of niche, again, trainers who help women get healthy and fit during and after pregnancy. So the pre and postnatal fitness, that this is one superb niche where the clients are really motivated towards achieving a fitter and healthier lifestyle. So that can be one niche. Another niche can be fathers who have a busy work routine, they have family commitments, and at the same time they want to become role models for the children. So essentially fathers can be also one really great niche to work in. Then trainers who train people with chronic conditions, right? So there are a lot of lifestyle diseases that people go through, like diabetes, thyroid, cholesterol, and And these lifestyle diseases can actually be treated well with, really good fitness programs, right? Most of the people, consult doctors for these chronic conditions, but essentially the idea is that how can we alleviate or improve these chronic conditions using a well-designed fitness program. So these are some of the great examples of niche which can help you stand out from your competitors, can help you build an amazing program. All right, so now we can jump into the different aspects of your program. But before that, just wanted to share a really good, amazing success story about one of the trainers, Yadaya, who has been with us on FitBudd. And basically, some of the aspects that we're going to cover in this program, he has followed them very well, and he's shown tremendous results in terms of his business growth. He was able to reach a six-figure income in just 18 days, guys. So $10,000 plus in just 18 days. That's the kind of growth that you should, look at when you're thinking about building your program, the kind of offerings that you're building. That's the kind of growth that you should have in your mind when you are putting in that effort to think through your fitness offerings. All right. So coming to the first aspect of your program, the idea is to keep a very catchy program name, right? So this name, the program name, acts like the primary hook to your fitness program, right? This is something that your potential customers, view at the first point when they are going through your content, right? This should be something that grabs their attention very quickly. I think a lot of us might already be doing it, but a lot of us might actually be skipping this part, right? So the idea is that your program name should actually, resonate with the target audience that you have. It should actually, if somebody reads that program name, that person should say, hey, this program is definitely for me, right? So for example, if you're training women above 40 years of age, then a name like Fit Life After 40 might work really well, or maybe like Fit After 40 plus. So names like these can really, engage your target audience. Or a program for dads looking to get in shape, a name like Fit Dad Academy sounds really catchy, right? The second aspect when you think about your program name should be the type of offering. So for example, if you are creating a program for, expecting a new mothers, and maybe you're offering that as an online program, then maybe like Body Love Mama's online program can be a great name, right? Which actually addresses your target audience as well as also shows what kind of offering you are giving in that program, right? And of course, the third and the most interesting aspect that you need to keep your program names as memorable and fun as possible. It should be really cheerful. It should have like a really high recall value so that whenever somebody reads that program name, then they're able to recollect that, hey, this program was there's something that I read somewhere and this sounds really interesting, right? So for example, the example that's given here is like a Pilates program can include powerful Pilates, right? Or something like you can use alliterations for this, building this program name. So for example, mind and muscle movement, fit and fabulous, things like that. These kind of program names really, catch the attention of your potential customers, right? And finally, just a footnote that you have to avoid using jargons, right? You cannot use fancy, fitness technical terms in your fitness program names. So, all right, so what are some of the bad examples? So basically you learned about what are some of the good example names, right? So probably talking about what are some of the bad examples of fitness program names that fail to catch the attention of your potential customers, right? So if you think about it, when you read these names, right, weight loss program, online fitness program, one-on-one personal weight loss program, muscle hypertrophy program, right? So if you see, these names are very generic in nature. Although they are serving the purpose at some level, but they are not catering to any particular audience, right? And they're not memorable at all, right? So the idea is to create or build names which are memorable and of course avoid jargons, right? So hypertrophy is something that people will not understand and they'll not be able to relate to it, right? So the idea again is to use simple words, keep it catchy, keep it memorable, and also cater or target, keep your target audience in mind while designing your program names. All right, all right. So moving to the next aspect, this is all about setting smart goals for your client. So whenever a specific client enters into your program, right, there should be a very well-defined, crystal clear goal for your client that hey, this is what I'm trying to achieve, right? Your goal should be aggressive, of course, in terms of that it should be challenging for your clients, but at the same time, it should be realistic, right? So SMART basically stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. This is like a really good strategy, a good framework for you to actually build goals for your clients, right? So we'll try to understand this by using this example. So I'm just reading out the example here. So lose up to 20 pounds of fat in 12 weeks while eating the foods that you like, and in the process, improve your overall health, confidence, and physical strength. So guys, this is a really good SMART goal, which addresses most of the points that are here, right? So specific in the sense that it talks about losing fat. It talks about things like improving your overall health. It talks about improving your confidence. It talks about improving your physical strength, right? So it's a very specific goal. It's measurable in the sense there's a quantifiable promise that you're giving, right? That you can lose up to 20 pounds of fat in 12 weeks. So there's a quantifiable number, which makes it more measurable. It should be achievable. Of course, it should be realistic, achievable. So the idea is to never, over promise on certain goals, right? In fact, you can maybe under promise and you can over deliver, right? So for example, if you built a program for a client where you say that you will be able to lose 20 pounds of fat in 12 weeks, and then let's say the client loses 22 pounds or 25 pounds, then essentially you have actually over delivered, and that will lead to amazing feedback from the clients. They'll be really happy. They might bring in those word of mouth referrals, right? And essentially that's the goal. How do you actually meet your client expectations and take it to the next level? So this was all about setting SMART goals for your clients. Moving on to the next aspect. All right, so this is about building your program hook statement, guys. This, just imagine it like, what sort of big picture goal are you setting for your ideal target market, your ideal audience, right? And this big picture goal should actually be, a derivative of the different pain points that your clients, usually go through. And basically, your target audience and those pain points should be kept in mind, right? So think about building this big picture goal by asking questions like, what excuses do your clients make, right? So essentially, some people would be a bit resistant on following programs because they say that we don't have the time, we don't have the bandwidth, and essentially we'll not be able to keep up with the program because they're very rigorous. So how can you make a program which can actually fit to their busy work schedules, right? What are they embarrassed about? This is also another great question, because what happens is a lot of people, they might feel embarrassed about their bodies, right? Some people might not even go to the gym because they might feel conscious that when of the way they look when they're working out in the gym, right? So it's a very critical aspect to sort of solve for your customers that, hey, this happens for every beginner, right? They might even be afraid to use the equipment. Some of them are not even aware about how to use the equipment, and maybe they're shy to ask the trainers over there, right? So these are very generic very important questions that we need to ask our customers, that we build that great big picture goal for our clients, right? And what are the limiting beliefs? So some of the people might actually hesitate from following strict diets, right? So they might have some resistance in their mind that fitness is all about following strict diets, which is ultimately not, right? So how do you build a program that basically the clients are able to eat what they like and at the same time achieve their fitness goals, right? So these are the questions that actually help you to build that program hook statement, so that whenever a person reads that statement, they are able to relate to it, your target audience is able to relate to it, and they actually get invested in your program. So guys, just a good question just to understand program hook statement in a better manner. So let's say the target audience that we have is busy, overweight working professionals with a hectic work-life balance. So what can be a good program hook statement? There are two options, guys. Lose extra pounds of fat by following a well-planned workout and nutrition program, personalized according to you. And the second option is you don't have to choose between fitness and the hectic work-life balance anymore. Be more productive at work and include unburdened fitness regime in your sedentary lifestyle by shedding those extra pounds of fat. So these are two options. Like, guys, just drop your answers in the chat, just looking at it. Like, what do you feel is sort of a better program hook statement for these kind of target audience? Come on, guys, we need some participation. What, according to you, is like the better answer in terms of the program hook statement for this kind of audience? All right, all right. Got it, got it. I think most of you are getting it right, right? So essentially, if you see that B is very specific to that kind of audience, while A is also one form of hook statement, but it's a very generic statement, right, which can be applied to any kind of target audience, right? Whereas B is very, very specific. It just addresses the pain points that this kind of audience will go through. They have a hectic work-life balance and they want to be productive at work. So obviously, fitness is not just about their weight on the scale, right? They want productivity at their work, right? They want to have a good performance at their work, right? So, and of course that unburdened fitness regime, these words are like star words, right, which actually help potential customers to actually convert. All right, right, another fun element. So just wanted to ask, like, it might be a little off topic, but have you tried using ChatGPT yet? This is like the most in thing right now. Just type a yes or no in the chat. Again, have you tried using ChatGPT yet? All right, interesting. Some of them have said no, and some of you are saying that yes, you have. Some actually love using ChatGPT. That's really great if you're already using it. So, all right, so guys, for people who don't know about ChatGPT, it's basically an AI chatbot that's developed by this company OpenAI, which helps you, get answers to some of your questions, right? So for example, the traditional way has been that whenever you have a question, you go to Google, you write that question, and Google throws these series of links which you have to go into. You have to do your own research and identify answers from it, right? But ChatGPT is really good. What it does is it just consolidates all the information that is present in these links, and basically it helps you to give you a very crisp answer so that you can consume that answer really quick, and it saves a lot of your effort, right? So in fact, I would actually, somebody has actually shared the link as well, right? So a great initiative right now will be to sort of give you a small demo on how to use ChatGPT, because I feel that this is going to be a really, really powerful tool for you to sort of try it out. Just give me a second. I'm just going to share a window, just 1 second. I hope you guys can see my screen on ChatGPT. Just type a yes, please. Hope you're able to see the screen, right? Got it. Thanks. Thanks. All right. So, guys, this is the interface for ChatGPT. This is where you can ask ChatGPT certain questions. So, for example, you're trying to build a program, right? You have, let's say, you have defined your target audience. Now, let's say you want to build these aspects, right? You want to come up with a great big picture goal for your target audience. So, let's say we can take an example, right? So let's say we have busy parents as one of your target audience, and we want to come up with a really good program hook statement for such kind of audience, right? So what you have to do is you have to basically type your question in this window. So you have to basically tell ChatGPT to assume a certain role. So let's say assume you are a top market researcher. Suggest great big picture goal for busy parents who are trying to get fitter and healthier in less than 10 lines. So this is the question that we asked ChatGPT, and here, see, ChatGPT has started creating a response for you, right? As a top market researcher, I would suggest the following big picture goal for busy parents who want to get fitter and healthier. So just see the kind of words that you've used, right? To prioritize daily physical activity and nutrient-dense meals in order to improve overall health and well-being, while also setting a positive example for children, right? So this is like a really, really strong point when you have busy parents. So most of the parents want to set an example, right? They want to be a role model for their children, right? And that's what ChatGPT is also suggesting. So it's really, really powerful, guys. In establishing a long-term healthy habits, this goal emphasizes the importance of incorporating physical activity and healthy eating habits into daily routines, while also considering the benefits of for the whole family, right? By prioritizing these behaviors, busy parents can achieve their own health goals while also setting a positive example, right? So I think the idea is that this kind of gives you that directional input. So whenever you have like an audience, you're thinking about, you're stuck at some, what kind of content that I should have for my fitness program, what should be the program statement, the program hook statement, right? So you can make use of this tool and you can get some directional inputs, right? Let's say also, just to add another example, let's say you are also trying to find a really good, cool, catchy name for your program, right? Which is again around revolving around busy parents, right? So let's say we asked ChatGPT to suggest some cool fitness program names targeting for busy parents as a target audience. Right. Just see, guys, this ChatGPT has started creating some of the really cool names that can be used for your fitness program, right? Fit Fam Revolution, Busybody Bootcamp. Again, these are using some of the aspects that we spoke about, using, keeping it cheerful, keeping it using alliterations, right? So we can, in fact, we can also tell, make this more catchy, fun, and memorable. So it's like an interaction, guys. So basically, if you don't get the right answer in the first, first response, you can actually add more context to the kind of questions, and ChatGPT will do the job for you, right? So family fit, fiesta, parent power playtime, active parent adventure. Look at the kind of names that it's generating, right? So it's a really powerful tool, right? I think the people who haven't started using this, I would strongly suggest to have a look at it. But again, this comes with a of course, a disclaimer that ChatGPT should be used very wisely. It's the kind of information that it gives. It's not it's not coming from an expert, right? So for example, if you're trying to build a niche, so probably niche is something very specific to you, right? And the strong recommendation is not to use ChatGPT for some kind of answers, right? Probably answers around your content can be a great way for ChatGPT to be solved, right? So that was one section on ChatGPT, on how you can use ChatGPT to get some of your content. All right, so coming to the next aspect, right? So the idea is, I think most of you might be using this, but the idea is to how to build that credibility with your potential customers, right? And that comes with really, really superb client transformation stories, right? They should be as detailed as possible. Of course, video testimonials come in as your most preferred format, but at the same time, you can do a lot of things when you're thinking about video testimonials. You can actually provide a proper script to your clients, right? So that it helps you, it basically alleviates or removes that hassle for your customers to build that video, right? You provide them a script which they can use for their video. Also, at the same time, you can actually, in that script, you can actually feed the kind of keywords, right? So for example, you got a program hook statement around busy parents, where you're talking about being a role model. So you can actually build that script keeping those keywords in mind, right? That's the whole idea of providing a script, and how it can actually help you to build content around your program hook statement, right? So the other aspect is adding text reviews. Of course, you can use DM screenshots. It just adds more credibility. It looks more authentic when you're adding some certain conversation screenshots with the clients, where they're really happy with the program that you've built and the kind of results that you've delivered for them, right? Transformation pictures, and of course, the final is like a client contact. So most of these transformation stories should be supported by some sort of contact mechanism, so that your potential customers can actually reach out to them. It just adds more authenticity. The potential customers see them as general, as like genuine reviews, and they can in fact reach out to customers, and then once those customers back you up that, hey, I actually achieved these goals, then definitely that potential customer will convert into your paid customer, right? So that's the whole idea about having really good social proofs in as a part of your fitness program. All right, so the next aspect is all around what kind of program services that you should offer as a part of this high value program, right? What are the different nitty-gritties that you need to get into when you're thinking about giving those guaranteed results to your clients, right? So it's like a journey, right? As I said, it's like a journey that you have to take with your clients when you're building this high priced, high value program. So, right. So things around, you offer that one-on-one personalized coaching where, you're giving that detailed, comprehensive workout and nutrition programs. Obviously, workout and nutrition have to go hand in hand when you're thinking about, giving those amazing results for your clients. Accountability system through the app, of course. Gives you that professional, look and feel to your fitness business. You're able to track progress on the app really well. Adherence to the program also, increases when you have an app on which you're tracking the progress. You can easily, have all these, features are there on the FitBudd app as well. So basis the progress, you're able to actually, update the plans, right? So that's also very critical when, it's like one size fits all doesn't work for fitness programs, right? You have to continuously iterate on the programs so that, based on the progress, you need to check whether, what's the progress, are they able to follow the program, what kind of changes that they want. Maybe in nutrition, they're not able to follow certain thing, the ingredients are not available, then you have to change the, program, modify the program. And let's say if they are, not able to see the results that we expected, then obviously you have to change the program, right? So basis the progress, you need to continuously iterate and, keep updating the plans, right? Personal one-on-one chat and consultation, of course. You need to constantly have like a bridge between you and your clients, right? You need to have that availability to your clients so that, whenever they get stuck, they are able to reach out to you very freely. They are able to, ask their questions, you solve their questions. Video calling can be a great feature, right? It's there on the FitBudd app, right? So you can have you can set like video calls with your, clients, and this can be like a really good premium offering that you give to your clients, right? This can actually, expedite the results that you are achieving. You're able to understand what's actually working for them and what's not working for them, right? Lifestyle transformation, right? So essentially the goal has to be not just about physical fitness, right? It should be a comprehensive, holistic program, right? You should think about building that, mental fitness as well. You need to think about different aspects. So maybe your clients are going through stress, high stress. So essentially you need to cover all these aspects and bring it as a program which offers that, that end-to-end solution in order to achieve an overall healthy lifestyle, right? It's not just about the scale on the weight, right? It's about your overall well-being. So that's the idea. That's the kind of services that you should think about when you are, when you are building this program, and this should be presented as a part of your program. All right. So this is around resources. So some of the things that we discussed, this is a new feature, guys, which has been launched a couple of months back, and it solves some of the aspects that we covered in the last section, right? So just wanted to ask, like, are you aware about this resources feature? And are you actually using this resources feature right now? Just type a yes or no in the chat, just to also help me understand that have you started using this feature or not? Great. Okay. I see a lot of people answering no, they haven't yet started using resources. All right. All right. Some of you have started using resources. All right. All right. Not yet. Okay. Okay. Some are using it at some level in the form of peace. All right. All right. So I'll just give some context for the folks who haven't yet used this powerful feature, guys. So the idea that resources offers, or let's say the capability that resources offers is basically it gives you the ability to create your content library, right? That's something that you can give your customers beyond that workout and nutrition programs, right? So as we were talking about building that holistic program, right? So how about, adding those nutrition tips? How about adding those amazing recipes, which actually makes it easier for your clients to, follow their nutrition programs, right? Your branded merchandise can also go into your resources. You can add motivational content, you can add fitness tips. So there's a whole lot of content that you can build. You can in fact, offer this content to paid as well as free users. So people who are there on the app, right? Let's say they haven't yet converted, but let's say they go through two resources, they see a lot of content. This can actually help your free users to convert into paid users, right? So essentially this feature is really powerful to showcase some of your overall, end-to-end program offering that you have on your app, right? So I would definitely recommend, there are different ways of how you can add your content, right? So there can be videos, there can be links, there can be documents that can be added to the resources section. So essentially, it's a strong recommendation to start using this feature. All right. So just one example on the things that we learned, what can be a wrong practice and what can be a good practice. So let's say your target audience is people over 40 years of age. So on one hand, on the left side, you see that although there's a good program name being used, but the kind of description that sits with the program is very very limited, right? It does not give a lot of information about the program as compared to the other on the right, which is like a good practice, right? Which says words like, this program is for you who want to protect your aging joints and reduce injuries. You want to feel more energized, build and maintain muscle to keep you stronger for the years to come. So these, if let's say a person who's about 40 years of age reads this kind of statements, right, this is actually addressing the pain points that I might go through at this age, right? So it actually clicks and resonates with me really well, right? And then you give detailed information about what all your plan includes. So the idea is that when you follow these best practices, you are able to actually target your right clients in the right manner, and you're able to actually you'll eventually see that you'll be able to convert more and more clients using these strategies. All right. So now the next aspect is all around pricing your plan. So I just want to ask this question, right? How much would you charge for such a premium offering? It's, let's say you already have a flagship program with you where you are offering this personalized offering. What sort of pricing have you set for your program, right? Think about this program as your flagship program where you are giving this, expert consultations. You're creating a program that actually delivers value to your clients, right? There's a personalized offering, there's a guarantee back program, there is an app-based accountability which ensures that you're able to deliver results to your clients, right? So what sort of pricing do you have, right? Would you like to mention it in the chat? What kind of pricing, if you have, like, what do you feel the pricing of such a program should be? Let's say it's a 90-day program, it's a 12 weeks program. So what sort of pricing you want to set for such a premium offering? Anyone wants to comment here? What sort of pricing you want to set for such a premium offering? If in case you're already doing it, what's the pricing that you have for your program right now? All right, $500 for 12 months, for 12 weeks. Okay, $399 per month, 3 to 5K. All right, 6 weeks, $299. I think it depends on the demographic. Yep. Okay, 400 per month, 499 per month. Got it. Good answers, guys. So the idea, or let's say basis the research that we have done, we have seen experienced trainers charging more than $1,000 for such result-oriented 90-day programs. That's the kind of premium offering. It can even go beyond $1,000. But essentially, the guideline that we want to state here is that you should charge basis the experience level, right? Basis your experience level in the fitness industry, right? So for example, if you're new into the fitness industry, you might want to price your program, price your plans a little lower, just to feel more confident, get those success stories in, get a proof of concept, like your programs are working really well, and then eventually you can, increase the pricing of your programs, right? But whenever you're thinking about keeping a program pricing low, you should just consider that you need to have, as I said in the beginning, right? You need to have a good return on your investment. There should be enough skin in the game. So motivation is on both sides, right? It's not just keeping your clients motivated. You as a trainer should also feel motivated when you are investing or let's say helping a particular person to achieve a fitness goal, right? So that pricing should actually resonate, should make you feel motivated that, hey, I want to work, I want to give those amazing results, and this is the value that I'm getting for the efforts and for the guidance, for the expertise that I'm able to provide to my clients, right? So that's the guideline. You should actually charge basis what part of the fitness a journey that you are in currently. Okay, so another aspect on pricing your plan. So the idea is, again, offer free trials. I think a lot of you might already be using it. This is a feature that's available on FitBudd. You can launch your programs by keeping free trials. And, this free trials is like a really, really awesome hook for, your potential customers to try out your program without any financial commitment, right? Essentially, there are, for these high priced programs, what happens is there are a lot of questions in the your customer's mind that will this program work for me or not, what will happen, what kind of offerings that are there on the app, how will I be able to follow the program correctly. So on one hand, you are able to increase your customer acquisition, but at the same time you're also empowering your clients to take informed decisions, right? So once the clients are able to play around the app, experience your program for let's say you're giving a 1 week free trial, and they're able to experience your program for 1 week, and and basically then they understand the true value that they will get from the program, right? So essentially that will help you to convert more and more clients, and at the same time it just creates a win-win situation, right, where your clients are more confident now that this program will work for them. So offering free trials is a definite prerequisite for you to have, especially for these high value or let's say high priced programs. All right. So another aspect when you think about pricing your plan is to have consistency, right? So when I say consistency, I essentially mean that if you have that program listed on different portals, right? It may be on your website, it may be on your app, it may be some sort of digital communication that you're sending out. All of them should have like a consistent pricing, right? It should not be like there is a different pricing on the app versus there's a different pricing on the way you're communicating. And essentially, this is really important, guys, because we have seen in the past that one of the trainers was using one during a sales call, he was using one program which had a higher pricing, whereas on the app and the website, that pricing wasn't updated because the trainer was offering a sort of a seasonal discount. And basically, the client went back to the app, to the website, saw the lower price, and somehow lost that trust in the trainer, right? And he was not able to convert. So it's really, really important to have consistent pricing across all the different portals where you have your program listed. Okay, so coming after the pricing, I think one critical aspect is offering a guarantee, right? So I think in the beginning, we mentioned about this fact that people don't buy fitness programs, they buy result-oriented offers, right? So what sort of guarantee, what sort of irresistible offer can you give to your potential customers so that they say, hey, I am totally hooked to the program, that there is no risk, it's like a risk-free, no-brainer steal deal for the clients, so that they are able to feel convinced and they go and buy a program. So just as an example of a guarantee, right? So let's say you offer 100% money back guarantee if results are not achieved with 90% compliance tracked via the mobile app. So results is of course tied up to your SMART goals that you set for your clients. And this money back guarantee it works really well, right? If even if let's say there can be different guarantees that you can offer. Of course, it depends on you what kind of guarantee you want to offer, but there can be different ways in which you can offer this result-oriented guarantee, right? So for example, you might offer a subscription extension, maybe like a 4-week subscription extension till the time the client actually achieves or realizes that goal. So that this kind of offer actually helps to convert clients in a better mechanism, and it sort of builds more credibility and builds more trust in the potential client to actually try your program. Okay, just another success story. So guys, whatever we covered, another great story by one of the other trainers, FitBudd trainers, using FitBudd, Derek Noble. He basically grew his fitness business by 3x with FitBudd in just 2 months. The pricing that he offers currently for his flagship program is $500. And with that kind of pricing and following some of the great strategies that was mentioned, he was able to 3x his business growth in just 2 months. So it's like 60 days and boom, your revenue, your overall fitness business growth, touches the sky, right? So that's the kind of goal, that's the kind of success story that you should think about building for your own fitness business. All right. So guys, that was pretty much about what all other different aspects that goes into building your stellar program offering. Just to summarize it quickly, I'll just skim through. Pick a niche that is your area of specialization. This is what we started off with. The importance of having a very well crystal clear defined niche for your fitness business. Build a program with a catchy name. Analyze your target audience and their pain point to come up with a hook statement. Offer a quantifiable promise. This is all around setting your SMART goals to make your clients understand what they are chasing during the program. Add social proofs to build credibility and trust among users. Offer a steal deal offer for your clients so that they don't refrain from buying your program. This is around the guarantee that we're talking about. Your program offering should look extremely professional through an app experience. Price your programs high enough to make it a valuable investment for you. This is something that we spoke about during the pricing section. Patience and dedicated effort is, of course, required to build a super scalable and successful fitness business. So this was sort of the summary of what it goes into building your high value fitness program.